Finding Your Soulmate with Theta Healing by Vianna, Stibal. Part 1. The Principles of Soulmates. Chapter 2. Levels of Love. To a large extent, our lives are filled with the search for love in all its shapes and forms, especially unconditional love. To find examples of this, we need only observe in ourselves and in others the drive and need to have pets, to have friends, to find a soulmate, and to have children. This need begins in childhood and continues throughout our lives. Children want a best friend. Women create tight-knit social groups with other women. Men have male bonding sessions and practice or watch competitive sports to feel comradely toward one another. Both men and women are looking for that special love. Most positive human relations are the result of this search. Even anger and hatred are the result of it. Why? Because there are a large number of people who have a difficult time finding love. This may be because they don't love themselves or because they have never experienced love, so don't understand what it is, even though they instinctually know that there is a level of feeling that is absent from their lives. When I was a little girl, people always disappointed me when it came to love. I felt that they couldn't love me because they didn't know how to love anything. I attempted to love them first, thinking that then, perhaps, they could reciprocate and learn to love me. Then I came to know that the reason why most people couldn't be good to you or be nice to you was that they didn't know how to love or know the feeling of love. As a child, I also thought that loving other people meant seeing only the good parts of them, not the bad. This concept was taken from me later in life, when the law of truth showed me the truth about people in the Akashic records. That night I saw the deepest, darkest secrets of all the people in my life, and this unsettled me so much that I decided to disappear into the hills of Montana, which in a way I eventually did. Since I didn't have the money to move to Montana there and then, though, I was forced to confront the people about their secrets. So I began to learn what unconditional love really meant. I learned that to have unconditional love for people was to love them in Christ, or Buddha consciousness, which was to see their truth through the Creator, or with enlightenment, and still love them in spite of it. Such love is a wonderful thing, but loving people unconditionally doesn't mean that we should allow ourselves to be taken advantage of or allow difficult people into our lives. The search for enlightenment should not be confused with putting up with abuse simply so that we can say that we have unconditional love for people. It is important that this love is tempered with the additional knowledge that we are able to be strong yet loving. Not everyone is going to match the vibration of unconditional love, and the people in our lives will always try to bring us to their vibrational level so that they can feel comfortable in themselves. Some people have a lower vibration and are wallowing in hatred, anger, fear, and resentment. They dwell in darkness. These kind of people will always attempt to bring others down to their level of reality. But those who are in the light need only let it shine, and others will come to it of their own accord. It has been my experience that negative programs associated with unconditional love are generally created in childhood. For instance, a mother might show real love to her child one moment, only to mercilessly beat them immediately after. Or a father might express real love to a child and then molest them. It is because of childhood situations such as this that people don't know how to receive unconditional love. Real unconditional love is best shared with someone who knows what it is. A compatible soulmate will have learned how to have unconditional love in a relationship. Love between two people still has conditions to it, however, no matter how spiritually evolved you might be. If someone tells you that they want to be loved unconditionally, this generally means that they want to have a relationship without rules. In order for two people to be in a relationship, though, there have to be ground rules that both follow, or there would be no point in being together in a pair bond. Many people are generous by nature and have a tendency to give to others all the time. Because of this, they will draw soulmates to them who are not generous and take more energy from the relationship than they give. Be certain that you are ready for a soulmate to give you back the love that you give. Always make sure that you can accept and receive joy, and that you can accept and receive love. In order to find the love that you need, it is important to define just what love means to you. As with many other topics, it may be that the way that you perceive love is not for your highest and best. Be open to exploring the many facets of love and what it means to you. Love has many levels. The levels of love. These are the levels of love as they relate to manifesting soulmates. 1. Love of God. 2. Love of self. 3. Love between two people, true love. 4. Love of family. 5. Love of friends. 6. Love of community, all God's creatures and the universe. 7. Unconditional love. 1. Love of God. It is important that we have a healthy love for the Creator. This has vast possibilities. Throughout history, humankind has been on a quest to perceive God, who has taken on many forms, shapes, and styles, depending on individual and cultural conceptions. Even in a single lifetime, our perception of the Creator is constantly changing and growing, depending on the many influences from the household, external society, religion, and more recently, modern science. For the standpoint of this book, God is the highest aspiration of us all, the light of truth that each of us strives to bring forth in ourselves. And the light of God transcends our immoralities and human inconsistencies with the love and forgiveness of acceptance. Of course, there are those who choose not to believe in God. Our limited understanding of the Creator's love and essence may cause this misunderstanding. Many people also see themselves in an angry child, oppressive parent relationship with God. Some blame all the difficult things in their lives on God, just as some children do with their parents. This is only one of many scenarios relating to God that people waste their precious energy on. It is important to explore how you feel about God, since this is also how you feel about yourself. The reason that I say this is because I feel that we are divine sparks of God, and this makes us a part of the divine essence of God. Accepting this concept makes us behave with greater consideration toward ourselves and others. This is why it is important to explore how you feel about the subject of God and what your beliefs are concerning God. Once you have released and replaced negative beliefs about God, then you can move on to learn how to love thyself. 2. Love of self. Love of self comes when you learn to connect with the Creator. And when you love yourself, you forgive what you perceive as your shortcomings. Self-forgiveness is all important, and it relates to self-growth. Becoming well-adjusted and in balance with your inner world is a vital stage of the path of self-discovery. Loving yourself also means that you don't permit others to take advantage of you. You learn how to say no to the people in your life who are not for your highest and best. Here again, it is important to explore how you feel about yourself and what your deep-seated beliefs about yourself are. These are the first 2 steps toward manifesting your compatible soulmate. 3. Love between two people. True love. Real love doesn't happen every day. It is an amazing treasure when two people love one another in the same way. True love is precious and it is difficult to replace. You can never find the same true love in another person, so don't think you can. It is precious, so treat it that way. True love is what this book is dedicated to. It will be fully discussed throughout the book. 4. Love of family. On this plane, love of family is established when we love our parents, our siblings, and our children. For some healers, love of family is difficult because while they can easily love their children, their siblings may be so different from them that they may find it difficult to like and love them. For instance, you may not like your sister, but it is important to remember that you love her. Or you may like your sister, but it may be difficult to love her. For some healers, unconditional love for a stranger may be easier than love for their own family because of sibling competition and abuse from childhood. To learn to like and love siblings and work through differences from a lifetime is important in order to be able to love those who are not your siblings. Many people take their whole lives to balance these issues with family. Most resolve them only later in life. 5. Love of friends. Love of friends is when you create relationships with devoted friends. These are people you can love, be there for, and communicate with. Love in friends is also a way to progress emotionally toward spiritual goals. 6. Love of community, all God's creatures, and the universe. Love of community is when you love the people who are in your area and are part of your culture. This can include those of your religion and your ethnic origin. In order to progress spiritually, however, we must have the capacity to love the people of the world as a whole. Then this love will expand to include the creatures of the world, the people and creatures of other planets, and finally, the whole universe. 7. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is seeing the truth about everyone and everything, but is still having love for them. In order to progress spiritually, it is important to balance out all these kinds of love and achieve peace before we leave this plane. To discover your own beliefs about love, try the following exercise. Extracted from Finding Your Soulmate with Theta Healing. To have access to the full book, click the link in the description below. Thank you.